Thank you. Chairman Bozeman, Ranking Member Klobuchar, members of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry. Thank you for your invitation to testify today. Again, my name is Jed Bauer. I'm a fifth-generation farmer from Washington Courthouse, Ohio. I grow corn and soybeans with my wife, Emily, and my children, Ethan and Emma. I currently serve as the president for National Corn Growers Association. Founded in 1957, NCGA represents more than 36,000 dues-paying corn growers in 48 states. An interest of more than 500,000 farmers who contribute through their corn checkoff programs in their states. It is an honor to testify before the committee today. In this hearing on domestic demand expansion could not come at a more critical time for our industry. 2026 is America's 250th year, and in those 250 years, corn has been foundational to the American success story. Unfortunately, the legacy that generations of corn growers have built is in jeopardy. Today, corn farmers are facing many challenges, and the ability of the next generation to take over the farm is in question for too many families right now, including my own. With the next 250 years in mind, NCGA is doubling down on a demand agenda to diversify near and long-term market opportunities for corn and corn products. While my written testimony covers a broader range of topics that are important to growers, profitability, such as trade and risk management, because today's hearing is focused on domestic demand, I will concentrate on two key domestic demand priorities: expanding markets for ethanol and scaling the utilization of bio-based products. Since its inception, the ethanol industry has strengthened rural economies, created jobs, and driven farmer profitability. Today, over a third of each year's crop is turned into fuel. We believe there is room for growth in on-road, marine, and aviation fuels. First, year-round access to E15 is critical. Farmers have waited far too long for this simple, deregulatory bill to be passed. Aside from the economic boost it would provide to farmers, year-round E15 would lead to significant savings for American consumers, strengthen U.S. energy dominance at a time when geopolitics are complicating markets and supply chains. And I want to thank Chairman Bozeman and Ranking Member Klobuchar for their public support of year-round E15. Second, the renewable fuel standard remains the cornerstone of biofuels policy. Strong, predictable, renewable volume obligations are essential. They give farmers, ethanol producers, and fuel retailers the confidence to invest and grow. We appreciate the EPA's current approach and look forward to seeing the finalized 2026-2027 RVOs as soon as possible. Beyond maintaining current markets, we must look toward the future and new opportunities for biofuels to help decarbonize the transportation sector. One of the most promising is sustainable aviation fuel. Corn-based ethanol can play a major role as a feedstock for producing SAF. The 45Z tax credit, which Congress wisely extended in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, is poised to help stimulate the expansion in the rising industry. Corn growers are also actively exploring ethanol and marine fuel. This has potential to be a 4 billion gallon market within the next 5 years. This market symbolizes an unprecedented opportunity for American corn farmers. Bio-based products represent an important growing economic opportunity for farmers. When corn and ethanol are used as feedstocks, they also present a more environmentally sustainable alternative for ingredients in many products that Americans use in their everyday lives, such as fibers and polymers. Capturing just 10% of the global plastics market with bio-based alternatives could generate a demand for an additional 15 billion bushels of corn. NCGA is working with industry partners to develop legislation to establish a federal tax incentive that would encourage the conversion of U.S.-grown agricultural feedstocks into renewable chemicals and materials. This investment in production credit would diversify demand for agricultural products, strengthen domestic biomanufacturing, and stimulate rural economies. We encourage Congress to invest in these tools. In closing, I thank the chairman, the ranking member, and the members of the committee once again for today's focus on expanding domestic demand markets for U.S. agricultural products. This objective is imperative to our future. I implore all members of Congress to work with us to advance real solutions like the ones that are discussed here today. Please fight with us to secure the next 250 years of farming.